Well, I grew up in the South Bay. I grew up in Palos Verdes and in a house up on the hill with my parents and my brothers. I have 4 brothers and my parents.
Why are you running as an NPP candidate, and what does that mean exactly, NPP?
It means no party preference. It means that I am an independent and I'm not connected to the Democratic Party or the Republican Party or any other party. I'm an independent, no party preference candidate. I think California's problems are too big for any one party to really focus on solving. I think the reality is over the last 5-10 years, we've seen that the partisan system is making us unable to solve our problems. I mean, just think about Washington, D.C. right now. In the last year, we literally shut down the United States government because Republicans and Democrats couldn't agree on a budget, which is an amazing thing. We also even threatened the world with defaulting on America's debts to the world. And this was because of partisan bickering. California needs independent leaders from outside the party machines to draw upon the best ideas from Democrats or Republicans and the brightest minds from both parties and other parties to solve our issues. So I was a lawyer at Gibson, Dunn & Crutcher. I flew into LaGuardia Airport at 8:35 in the morning on September 11th, 2001. I had a window seat. I was probably one of the last people on Earth to see the Twin Towers before they were hit. I was head of policy for what became U.S. Customs and Border Protection within the Department of Homeland Security. And then after I left the Bush administration, later on, when the Obama administration came in, I was advising the Obama administration also on Homeland Security, border policy, and immigration policy. With regard to national security issues, especially after 9/11, it was so important to not even think about partisan affiliation. It didn't really matter after 9/11 with regard to protecting the country, whether there were Democratic ideas or Republican ideas. The only thing that mattered fundamentally was whether they were good ideas to protect the country, but at the same time preserve our civil liberties and preserve our economy. I've always been a history nerd, as people would say. Our Constitution says, we the people, and we the people have granted government certain numbers of responsibilities, and we've also limited government in certain ways, but it's all about we the people. And we have the power in our society to govern ourselves. The great quote from Benjamin Franklin coming out of the Constitutional Convention when he says to somebody, "It's a republic if we can keep it." I guess what I think is so important about this political race is that we are at a point in California history where we have a significant number of challenges that we face, some of which we've brought upon ourselves, my generation and the generation before me. But behind us, we have this generation of Californians who are from all over the world. And this is a group of people who have grown up with smartphones and have grown up with Twitter and have grown up with all of the capabilities of the information age. And they are going to be our next greatest generation. And it's up to us, in my generation, to clear the decks for them as much as we possibly can, to address as many of the problems that we face and get them out of the way to allow this next generation of kids to flourish and do us proud. I've grown up in a family of 5 boys and a very argumentative father and a very opinionated mother. I'm used to debating issues with people who disagree with me. We need independent leaders from outside the party machines to come and bring us together and unite us as Californians and forge coalitions for reform and change to deliver the future of California.
Paid for by Seth Stodder for Senate, 2014.